Urban Meyer says no comment when asked about report he would retire after 2019 season. It's been quite the season for Ohio State and head coach. First there was the entire saga surrounding assistant and what, and when, that dominated headlines during the summer. That led to an eventual 3-game suspension and rumors that interim coach/offensive coordinator with the school after a good start to the season. Then, after numerous inquiries, Meyer revealed after the Buckeyes game against Indiana that he has to treat it just a few years ago. Naturally, those health issues prompted plenty of speculation that Meyer could be on his last legs in Columbus and, well, despite saying, very carefully, that he intends to, Meyer is not exactly putting out fires when it comes to his future with the program beyond next year. A report on Meyer had informed athletic director that he would not be coaching the Buckeyes beyond the 2019 season and that he would address his future after the team's Big Ten title game on Saturday night. Speaking a press conference on the day before the game in Indianapolis though, Meyer gave a quick no comment when asked about said report and refused to go into any details beyond the game itself. While other head coaches certainly would have seized upon the opportunity to deny a report like that, something Meyer did quite a bit this past summer, it's a bit interesting that he chose to simply no comment his way out of the situation. As a result, the post-game scene at Lucas Oil Stadium tomorrow night and any press conferences leading up to Ohio State's bowl game may very well become must-see TV given the potential for Meyer to address his long-term future at the school. No surprises here at the top of the final AP Top 25 of the season before the end of the bowl season. The Alabama Crimson Tide, fresh off an SEC championship game victory over Georgia, took home all 61 first-place votes in the AP Top 25 to remain the clear number 1 team in the country heading into the postseason. Just as was the case in the coaches' poll, number 4 Oklahoma came in 1 spot ahead of Big Ten champion Ohio State, with both taking advantage of number 6 Georgia falling 2 spots. The voters clearly have favored conference champions with 1 loss at the end of the season. Of course, number 7 UCF sits behind them all. Number 11 Washington, number 10 Florida, and number 11 LSU all moved up 1 spot this week after number 14 Texas fell 5 spots after their loss to Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. Here is the full AP Top 25 after Conference Championship Week has been put in the books. The final Amway coaches poll before the bowl season begins has been released, and it sees Oklahoma coming in ahead of both Ohio State and Georgia as the debate over which of the 3 is most deserving of the 4th spot in the college football playoff wages on. The Big 12 champion Sooners and Big 10 champion Buckeyes moved up to number 4 and number 5, respectively, as number 6 Georgia dropped 2 spots after losing to top-ranked Alabama in the SEC championship game on Saturday. Alabama once again remained a strong number 1 with 62 of 64 first-place votes from the coaches' poll voters. Number 2 Clemson received the other 2 first-place votes. Number 3 Notre Dame remained in third as the top 3 in the poll saw no changes. After winning the Pac-12 championship, number 9 Washington had moved into the top 10, passing number 10 Florida in the process. Perhaps because of the strength of Alabama's performance in the SEC championship game, number 11 LSU was bumped up 3 spots in the coaches' poll this week, passing number 12 Penn State and number 13 Washington State despite none of the 3 playing a single down this weekend. Number 14 Texas dropped 5 spots after losing to Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. Here's the full coaches' top 25, the last to be released before the end of the bowl season. Another year of the Super 16 poll from the Football Writers Association of America and the National Football Foundation is officially in the books, and Alabama ends the year right where they started it. Alabama went wire to wire in the Super 16 poll as the number 1 team in the poll, just as the Tide will have done in the AP and coaches' polls. Championship weekend in college football yielded few changes to the poll this week, although there was some minor shuffling as a result of some of the outcomes. This week's Super 16 poll includes the same 16 teams that were ranked a week ago, which was mostly to be expected given the conclusion of the regular season pretty much settled most of the rankings. There was only some slight change in the ranking with number 4 Oklahoma and number 5 Georgia swapping places in the ranking. Number 6 Ohio State remained in the same spot they were a week ago. Number 12 Texas dropped 3 spots following their loss to the Sooners, allowing number 9 Washington, number 10 LSU, and number 11 Florida to move up in the rankings. LSU actually moved 1 spot ahead of Florida in the process as well. Here's the final Super 16 poll of the season. 3 voters in the Super 16 poll are contributors to College Football Talk, Zach Barnett, Brian Fisher, and myself, Kevin McGuire. The games have been played. The wins have been tallied. The touchdowns have been counted. The championship trophies have been hoisted. Now the debate begins. Who's in the college football playoff? And once that's taken care of, where is everybody else going bowling? With all that in mind, decided to peer into our crystal ball and take a look at the postseason picture, figuring out which teams wind up in certain bowl games prior to the official announcement. Running through all the scenarios, here's how the bowl picture could play out from the Final Four to the very first one on December 15th, plus Southern Miss, Miami, Ohio, Wyoming and ul-Monroe also qualified for a bowl but were not selected already accepted bowl bid.